coordinates. So here we will look at a 2D graph, and we are going to look at how to determine the position of each of these dots: green, red, blue and purple. Now, to help us determine the position, we need to know about coordinates. Now, the coordinates are given by the value of your x-axis over here and your y-axis over here. And the coordinates are written in the form x, y. So let's give this grid some numbers: 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now the coordinates we will write for the green one. So we go down vertically from the green point and it goes to 1. So that means the x value, because it's on the x-axis, is 1. And then we draw a horizontal line from the green dot and it hits the y-axis at 4. So the y value is 4. So the coordinate of the green dot is 1 and 4. It's important always to put the x first and then the y. Let's take a look at the red one. So here again we draw a vertical line and the x-axis is hit at 2. So the first value here in the coordinate is 2. And then we draw a horizontal line which hits the y-axis at 4. So the y value is 4. Now let's look at the purple dot. So again we will draw a vertical line and it hits the x-axis at 1. So the first value in the coordinate is 1. Then we draw a horizontal line and it hits the y-axis at 3. So the y value is 3. So the coordinate for the purple one is 1, 3. Now let's look at the blue one. So here we draw a vertical line and it hits the axis at 2. So the first value is 2. And then we draw a horizontal line and it hits the axis at 3. So the coordinate here is 2, 3. Now here we're going to look at coordinates of a 3D shape. When you have a 3D shape, the coordinates will take the form of x, y, z. So you need 3 values here. Now let's take the point A, for example. So the idea is the same, that we are drawing a line towards each of the axes. So x-axis, y-axis and the z-axis. So for A, we look at what is the value of x. So we take that point and we draw a line straight down vertically. We hit the x-axis at the origin here. So the value of x is 0. By doing the same, we also hit the y-axis. So the y value is also 0. A is already on the z-axis. So whatever value of A we have, let's give A a value, say 4. Then z would be 4. Now let's look at B. So again, we're going to drop a vertical line so that it hits the x-axis. And that hits the point C. So let's give C a value, 3. So the x value here is 3. So now we're going to try to hit the y-axis by using the directions of your x, y and z-axis. We can go down, hit the x-axis, and then from there go up the x-axis and we hit the y at the origin. So that has a value of 0. Now for z, we go along the x-axis direction from B and we hit the value A. So z has a value of 4. Now let's look at the point C. Now C is already on the x-axis, so which has a value of 3. So we can give x value 3. Then for y, we go in the direction of the x-axis towards y and we hit the origin. So y has a value of 0. And we also hit the z-axis at the same time. So z also has a value of 0. Now let's look at D. So D, we go horizontally, so in line with the y-axis across, and we hit the x-axis at the point C. So the x value is 3. Then we need the y value. So we go along the x-axis from D and we hit the y. So it hits the point E. Let's give it a value 5. So y has value 5. And then we need the z value. So from y, we can then go across in the direction of the y-axis and we hit the origin. And that gives us a value of 0. Now let's look at the point E. So we go along the y-axis and hit the x-axis at the origin, so x has a value of 0. E is already at y, so that has a value of 5, so we give y value 5. And previously, when we hit the x-axis, we also hit the z-axis at the origin, so the z value is 0. Now for the f, we go down towards the y-axis, and then from there, we go in the direction of the y-axis towards the origin, and we hit the origin, so x has a value of 0. Then we need the y value, so we already hit the y value previously when we were trying to get to the x-axis, and that was at point E. So E has a value of 5. And then we need the z value, so we go across in the same direction as the y-axis from F, and we hit the point A, and that gives us a value of 4. Now let's look at G. So going across from here in the direction of y, and then going down in the direction of z from point G, we land at point C on the x-axis, so that point has value 3. Then we need the y value, which we can go along the x-axis from G, hitting F, and then go down the z-axis direction, hitting Y, and that gives us value 5. And then we need the z-axis, so from where we got to F, we then go across in the y-axis direction, and we hit the point 4. This is how you write your 3D coordinates.
You can download the application on Google Play or App Store, and you can visit our website mathslegends.co.uk.